Hey everybody, Tom again. We're doing Led Zeppelin's Ramble On today. This is, the Led Zeppelin acoustic song for a lot of people, even though it's half of it goes pretty heavy. But the acoustic guitar runs through this song the whole way, and definitely it's the heart of the song, especially in those intros and verses where it's the only guitar going on. So I'm on the official tab on Ultimate Guitar. The tabs for this song online are a mess. There's so many interpretations of how to play this run of chords, and there's a couple that are probably correct. And I want to show you what's on the tab, because what they have here is pretty good, and there's also a couple parts here where we either want to see an alternate part you could play that might be easier, that sounds the same or better, and in the heavy parts in the choruses, we'll look at both layers of riffing and then look how to mush them into one layer to perform the song. So let's get to it. I've got my tab on full screen there. So the first thing that happens in the song is that great acoustic riff. So what's happening there is we're going from an E, then we're removing the E triad to reveal our flat finger across the 7th fret, which amounts to a D over E. And then we're dropping fingers onto A9 and D9. And we're kind of letting go, but not really letting go of the whole chord. We're basically trying to get ready for our move to the next thing in bar 2. And then we go down here and we're going to slide from about the 3rd fret or so, but we want to slide into that A chord on 5, 6, 7 frets here. There's our 3 notes for our A triad. And then here, this bar also gets transcribed a little differently in different people's versions of this tab. We slide into the A, then we drop in the pinky finger ahead of our 6th fret note. So we change that major 3rd into a 4th. We get a sus4. And then we take it back out midway through beat 3. And then we even take this little extra step of going up to what's essentially most of an A bar chord without the bar, and that's only there for a second before we mush it back up to 7th fret there for the E again. So we've got to slide into A, sus4, A, another A, so that's what's in the official tab. What I've always thought of as a great way to do this riff on acoustic especially is to take that E chord and put it up above the 12th fret where you get all 6 strings. And it actually works out pretty nicely that you can just move down. You don't even need that note. There's our D over E. We've got a D triad over E, and up top here E and B, that's just an E power chord. So it's E, D over E, and then the ring finger. If we've been doing a bar chord style, we've been making our E chord without the pointer finger up there, and then that ring finger can guide along to the 9th fret. And we can do it like that. We can flatten that finger down there. Or we could even just leave 7, 9, or 9, 7, and 9 there. This is a sort of an F sharp minor 7 chord over E. The rest of the riff just repeats like that, and there's not really any modification to this riff. It's just these 2 bars over and over with the bass line under it and that weird little drum pattern that sounds like he's just playing on a suitcase just under the whole thing. And maybe for when we do playback on that, I'm just going to turn that drum kit down because I know from experience what's coming. We do this riff as the intro, leading right into the verse, same riff. We play the whole thing on repeat until we get all the way to bar 24, or bar 25. So let's take, say, the last couple rounds through here and play into what happens in bar 25. So you may notice that sounded a little bit odd there. This sounds like a layer that is in there, but it's representative only partially of what's in the chord progression. A lot of times you go to the chord sheet or other tabs for this song and we get that seems way more straightforward. We've got an E, which is what's going on in the bass, F sharp minor, then to a G sharp minor. This kind of works as that. And then we've got to an A, to an F sharp and back. So in the second bar, we see this part kind of stops following the bass. But let's just listen to those combined. Acoustic guitar and bass, just those two. So it is creating a bigger chord progression because the bass, as we can see, is on an E, F sharp, G sharp. So the bass note is going to be defining what we would call that chord or how we would think about that chord. So in this case, I always say, it might be easier, especially if you're the only person playing the song on guitar, to just go E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, F sharp minor, E. Just like that. Now, cooler than this part is what Jimmy plays on the leads here. We have this great phrase. I'm going to grab my electric guitar. So we've got a move here that is basically taking a melody along the G string and adding these high strings and little bendy inflections. Oh. Ooh. Now, I've done this one in the past, having a sort of a catch-all technique. Just sweeping up the strings. This one is recommending that we do kind of a picking down the strings thing. Another way to go about it is to even use your finger on the little string to catch some of those notes. And that goes two times the same pattern. Just repeats again in the next bars. And this is as the acoustic guitar is playing those low chords. Then we get into the chorus at that point. So this is where the song sort of goes from light to heavy, is when we get to the chorus. And we have a two guitar thing happening here. We've got the acoustic guitar sticking to its motif of staying on triad grips. But it does have this crucial bit of rhythm where Jimmy Page kind of hits those upbeats along with Bonham on the drums. And then here we get a little bit of a strange chord grip thing there that, much like this guitar earlier in the previous bars, it doesn't quite sound like the whole guitar part is going on here. Just because it's not. If we go over to the lead guitar, we have those much fuller grips of E and D. We hear the acoustic guitar filling in those choppy sounds right here. And then as the acoustic guitar is sliding those figures, we've got our other guitar up here doing basically a parallel of that move, but just on a different spot on the neck to widen out the sound. We could picture this as a G power chord going to a D, turning it into a D sus4. To me, this is the principal sound in the riff. I find doing this one down here, to me that's the inverse or the harmony of the main thing, and we want to hear that as the end of our ramble on and chorus riff. So again, with this, as it seems to be the case with this song, we got a 2-bar riff. It just is these 2 bars on repeat and on repeat again 4 times, and that constitutes the chorus. At that point, we come back to the verse and things kind of go the same for a while. We go back into the acoustic guitar here, but we see that it's just second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a little bit worse, as they say. We go then to, what have they got it listed as? A solo on this track. And, oh yeah, and a solo on this track. So the verse riff continues, but we get our lead guitar doing this iconic melody here. Now, that's the single melody. Along with it, we have another guitar doing this string. But what we can really do, it's easy to combine those two. Both of them are a line that stays on one string, and those strings are beside each other. And the frets are close together too. We're basically going from, we've got a 14th fret pair here on B and G. That's like an A. When we drop on here, we're kind of going into, I guess you could call it like a B minor, and up here to a C sharp minor. Now, one guitar doing the work of 2 guitars on harmony like that, the harmony isn't going to sound as moi as it would with separated guitar tracks separated in the stereo. But again, like I said before, if you're the only person in the band playing this song, that's better than getting no harmonies at all, especially when it's very possible to play that. So we get that solo going, it kicks right back into the chorus. The chorus is no different than we saw before, except at the end of this chorus, 4 cycles through the riff, we go to another little solo bit. And it's worth noting before we go into this, that the acoustic guitar and the bass at this point in the song, come on, there it goes, bar 61 here, we suddenly change to a whole nother thing. We're doing an A to a G. Oh, and I'm still in drop D. There we go. Haven't used the big string yet today. All right. So just an A grinding to a G, and this basically feels like a key change when we get to this part, because our lead guitar goes to a new phrase too. Now there's another part coming up we'll talk about in a second. But we had, No, sorry, not the acoustic guitar. We want to go to lead guitar 2. And then we've got the harmony to what we just saw. But it just plays right over top of this move. I find that this one here on lead guitar 1, this is the main melody. If I'm humming the song to myself, that's the notes that come out. Now, we hit verse 3 and we're back to the verse pattern again, but now there's extra stuff. We've still got the acoustic guitar doing its thing. But we've also got a cool little line going on the electric guitar. And this is kind of tricky to play. It's this floaty little line, and what it's based on is just the E major scale. We're starting in the middle of it. But all those notes there are just walking around the scale. Now let's take a quick peek at how this sounds in the tab. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is different than I know it. Look at that. Oh, they're tucking in a little move there that I don't know if it's really all that necessary to the song. The way I've always thought of it is that it should drop back to that E. But they're dropping to this note here, which is the 5th of E. That still does work, but I think it works either way. And then they're jumping really quick through these notes. Feels to me like this E could ring out and we maybe don't even need all this, but let's give it a quick listen here on solo and turn this guitar up. So they're really trying to just cluster some notes. And that, I think, instead of going over there, we could go to the 6th fret down here. So we get there it is. That's still tricky, and to my ear, this stuff here at the end of the riff is not very prominent in the real song. Once again, we're not going to be able to hear the real song here on the channel, so I'd encourage you guys to go check it out yourself. But basically, we've got a move here that depends on legato, and we want to make sure that we're just planning our finger position to be ready for 11 and 9 everywhere we go, and we sometimes have to swoop it back to the 7th fret. Occasionally even to the 6th fret, but like I said here, this note and that note are the same. So to me, this is a minor part of the song. We're not going to be playing this part if we're on the only guitar. You know, we'll be back to the verse because we got to hold the song up. And at that point, the song doesn't really have any other stuff in it. It's just riffing and playing till the end. I'll check out that lead guitar track over the end just in case. Nah, it's just the same stuff. So, oh no, that's the whole ending there. Okay, so guys, that's the whole song. By the time we get to verse 3, we've heard it all, and then we're just repeating our parts. So, kind of a short video today, but definitely tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you didn't like it. Request songs in the comments. Subscribe, like, interact with my channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.